we could live a lot longer than we do. We might be able to live 140. We might be able to get to 160. It's possible to get to 200 or longer. It's possible. And that has caused me, just that entertaining that possibility has caused me to look at places I wouldn't have looked at before, and also to take actions I wouldn't have taken before. And one of those actions is not only the cleansing and dietary strategies, and one of the things I haven't mentioned is the charcoal. The charcoal is in animal research. Nothing extends life longer than charcoal, which indicates that detoxification is more important than nutrition, because charcoal is not nourishing you, but it's a drawing agent. So it's drawing off metabolic toxins and toxins we're breathing in, other toxins in our environment. But when we get really deep into, okay, we're looking at the overall picture, and we're looking at the overall possibilities of longevity, you can't get into it without looking at stem cells. Stem cells come in. And I had to go through that process of having my stem cells extracted out of my bone marrow, and it was uncomfortable because I'm not into, both my parents are doctors. I'm not into doctors and hospitals because of the things I'd seen as a kid. Okay. And I had to put myself through that because I entertained the possibility that if I have my stem cells banked, and that if I could take my stem cells and keep them at the levels that they were when we were 16 and 17, then we can feel like we're 16 and 17 again. I've experienced that, and I know that's true. So I'm glad I did that, but it was uncomfortable.
They go into your hip with a needle. And there's no anesthesia for it.
They put you on propofol is the best thing. It's an alcohol anesthetic. Okay. And I felt it go in. I didn't feel the pain, but you feel like, oh, there's a thing sticking in my hip, and it's like a weird sensation. And I am to a bit large degree not happy with needles and not happy with any of that. So, but I put myself through it because I entertained the possibility that, hey, maybe with stem cells we could get somewhere big and major. Some of my friends, Peter Nygaard, amazing self-made billionaire, very interesting guy, and we've been friends for 15, 20 years. And all these years I've been, you got to go organic, Peter, please. You got to get off this sugar. You got to get off this toxic stuff. And finally, he listened. And step by step, he listened. And then when his mom passed, who was also friends with me and my family, he really changed. And he was like, whoa, I'm mortal. I could die. And he started looking at all the different stem cell strategies out there. Now he does about 4 of them a year. I'm young enough, I do 1 a year.
Okay, one injection of your stem cells back into you.
Yes. Okay, so let me explain that a little bit, because people are like, okay, what embryonic stem cells? What kind of stem cells? Right. Basically, the best stem cells for you are you. The best stem cells definitely would be your umbilical cord and placenta. And we don't have that, unfortunately. I don't know if you have your placenta and umbilical cord.
No, but just had a son, and they said, do you want to keep the umbilical cord and placenta? And I didn't know that I should have. Oh. So, okay, next one.
Okay, but I got a backup plan for that. That's okay. Because the dental pulp of a young child, you can get the sample from there and freeze that. And then when that child is now your age, or our age, then you have that sample frozen. That's like really a lot better than an older stem cell that they would extract out of us now. Okay. So the idea is you want to get the stem cells out as young as possible, so that you have you at that youngest age, the healthiest, most vigorous forces. Rudolf Steiner called them ethereal forces, the water forces, the juiciness of youth. Anyway, they take that out, and then the first treatment is they're going to take part of that, freeze it, so we have that forever. Okay. They're going to take part of that, goes to the lab. That's about it. So let's say they take 8 ounces out. 1 ounce goes to the freezer, 1 ounce goes to the lab, 6 ounces goes right back into your blood. Okay. So the first treatment is this, and in my opinion, most powerful medical procedure going, most important thing ever, and I want every hospital to be doing this, and I hope we can break through the medical monopolies and mafias that we're all facing, because they're blocking this in westernized countries. That's why we go to Mexico to get this done. Right. It could be done in Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., New York City, London, but we have to do medical tourism. That's okay.
Because there's people stopping it because they don't understand it, or they want to own it.
Yep. Okay. Or they have other things they'd rather, we've got these drugs and we don't want that competing.
Right.
Anyway, so what happens is that we know we now have an angle on aging that we didn't have before. Your stem cells, like with my mom, when she had that treatment done, she was rejuvenated. Within 4 hours, she's trying to choke Hulk Hogan out. No kidding, because we were there with Hulk Hogan. And my mom is, I'm not going to say her age, but if I said her age, I would be paying for that for the rest of my natural born life. which hopefully would be over 200 years. But even my mom, when she had that done, she literally jumped up on the chair, jumped on Hulk Hogan's back, and I have never seen my mom do that at any age, ever. She completely forgot she was in a wheelchair. She completely forgot she was arthritic. And that blew my mind. It blew everybody's mind. Because when you get that bone marrow into your blood, you're basically doing what your body's trying to do anyway. Your body's always, and always has been, trying to migrate the new you out of the progenitor cells that are inside your bone marrow and migrate those into your blood. And as we age, that gets disturbed. Okay. We know that now. And all we're doing is we're just bypassing. We're just saying, well, it's disturbed. We can't get the juice out, so let's take it out and then put it in the blood. So that first treatment is really powerful.
Continue watching this fascinating conversation for free by clicking on the link below to visit our website, learn from the best minds in the world, and connect with a community of passionate people building the best versions of themselves. Just click on the link below, and I'll see you on the inside.